20 years. Yes, it's been 20 years since we moved here to Florida. Question, would we do it again? My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Luxury Homes, and this is
Lillian Fernandez.
Lillian. So, it's been 20 years since we moved here. Would you do it again? What was it like when we were looking back then? What was it like?
1000%. I will do it all over again. Um, we started looking at the West Coast and we thought we wanted to be there
You say
because,
West Coast of Florida.
correct, West Coast of Florida, because your family, your parents lived in that area. And we really liked the West Coast. But then we drove to the East Coast and I felt that there was so much energy going on especially for a young family with two small boys.
Yeah, we looked at a lot of places. So just correct me if I'm missing. Well, I'm sure I'm missing some place. We looked like at Orlando. We looked at Key, Vero Beach. We eventually looked at Palm Beach.
We drove all the way down from the coast,
Yeah.
from like Barrel down, and we look at all kinds of neighborhoods. We even went to the west part of this area.
Right. When we first looked down here, we originally thought we wanted Boca Raton. We decided on Palm Beach. We originally thought we were going to go to Boca Raton. And you know what? We decided that wasn't the place for us, right?
Yeah, you didn't get that much for your money.
No. In our opinion, you didn't get as much money.
We were coming from Long Island, New York, and we didn't get that much for our money over there. So when we went to the houses to look at all the houses in Boca, we felt, oh, we're just gonna do like a parallel move. We pay the same amount of money and we get the same square footage. So I saw an advertisement on a magazine and I love the look of a house that I saw. And when I called the number, they told me it was in Wellington, which was not far from Boca Raton. So we decided to, after looking at all the possibilities in Boca, we drove to Wellington. And believe it or not, we never left. We came that day. The next day, we put an offer on a house. And then
And it was accepted.
It was accepted and we moved here.
So when we were looking way back when, I want to ask you these questions, Lillian. When we were looking way back then, there were lots of things that people were afraid of, discouraging us on. I want to get you, here we are, 20 years later, 20 minutes, 20 years later. I want to get your thoughts on this. Well, let me start with the one. Believe it or not, one of the most frequently asked questions. Are there alligators there? And I mean, realistically, do you have to worry about alligators?
No, I never seen one.
Yeah.
Here, I never seen one.
Yeah, it's not like they walk up to you in the street or whatever. They typically way off in the lake, and we don't live off the lake, by the way, but they're typically off of the retention ponds or the lakes, and we just don't see them. So that's one of them. So that's one thing that you should know. Secondly, people tell us, if you go to Florida, the schools, oh my God, what a downgrade. You heard that a lot.
That was the number one, everybody in Long Island. Ooh, you're going to Florida. The schools are bad. I'm like, I don't know if I believe that so much. I mean, I'm sure they are statistics.
That's what you said then, but what do you say now? Because we went through pre-K, we went through elementary, middle, high school, college. So what do you think now?
1000% not true. I mean, my boys, when they score in the SAT, I mean, it's the same SAT that everybody takes all over the United States, and they were on the top 1%, 1500s. I mean, hello, if the school was so bad, how can they have achieved so much?
Right. And what about this? This is something I tell people. I want to get your thoughts on this. I tell people that you have a lot of choice. Because when we lived in New York, whether it was Long Island or any place in New York, there's really not a lot of choices. Here we have charter schools, magnet schools, of course, private and public schools. But how do you feel about choice? More choice or less choice here in Florida?
Oh, we have so much choice because in New York we just had private, right? There was private or public. My kids went to public school all the way. I mean, even their college is public. And like one of them graduated a couple years ago from the Florida State University, and now he's going to law school in another state. He finally wanted to like have experience something new. But my other son, he's going to the University of Florida, which is like one of the highest regarded colleges in the United States. People from other states come to University of Florida, and he made it. He was sick by them because he was on the again top 1%.
All right. Let's change the subject. Okay.
Mhm.
We got the schools, we got the alligators done, taking care of those things. Um, Hurricanes. All right. So it's another thing that people warn us about. Hey, be careful. You guys get hurricanes, it's going to wipe you out. So we're here 20 years, Lillian. What are your thoughts on the problem of hurricanes? I mean, how much of an impact has it affected? How much has it affected us?
Not really.
Not really.
I
I mean,
never felt it.
we've had to shutter up the
We have
house.
yeah, we have to close the shutters, and thankfully, I mean, we never really got a direct hit, although we were close one time, but we saw the storm go by, right? And we were very fortunate. The first thing when we moved here, the first thing I said is I want a generator
Yep, and we
because
did,
I don't want to live like,
and we did exactly that. We did get it. We did get a generator, and we just recently redid it. Now it's for the whole house.
right. We had
So
back then we had a smaller generator, but it covered most of the house. Now we upgraded.
yeah,
Um,
but we've had some strong storms come through here.
yeah.
We've had 100 mile an hour storms. So, but houses here are built better.
Oh, well, that's true.
That's the thing. I mean, you don't. My house in Long Island would have been blown away by some of these storms, and the trees that we lived under, and it would have been different. But the homes here, I feel, they're built stronger. They're concrete block. They're built for what they call this. When you're looking at homes here, it's Miami-Dade code. You look at that because that's the strongest. Way back in the 90s, they had a strong hurricane by name of Hurricane Andrew, and they changed all the codes in hurricanes, and they now they use that standard. They always look at Miami-Dade code. So I always tell people, Lillian, about there's a lot to do here, right? Because it's warm here in January. You can go to birthday parties, and you can do soccer, you can have activities. What is it like for kids growing up? I don't want to make this all about, but we stick around for your empty nesters. We have more stuff on that. But what is it like when you're like in the kids growing up, swimming? They get a lot of birthday parties. How important is it then for them to swim when you're kids, like younger kids?
Well, another reason when we first moved here, my first requirement, in addition to the generator, was my two boys had to be good swimmers. So we initially like signed them up for swimming lessons, which they all learn how to swim. And then even when my little baby girl was born, we start her out like 18 months, she was already swimming. So yeah, I mean, as long as you keep up with all those things, you should not fear pools. And because pools here are year round. We don't ever close our pool. Like in Long Island, we used to close our pool. Like
Every year,
every
fall we bring it up in the spring.
Right. And that was sad because you had your pool closed, you couldn't enjoy it. But here you enjoy it year round. You can have a Christmas party by the pool. You can
go swimming by the pool. You can go swimming. You can go swimming New Year's Day.
Correct.
As long as you have a heater there, we turn our heater on. You could do that.
Be a little cold sometimes, right? But
Yep.
it's not like up north.
Yeah.
Ever.
So we get a lot of, as you know, well, as you can imagine, I don't know if you know, but we get a lot of people that live down here, and we call them snowbirds, that they're down here only for the winter, that they live up north, whether it's New York, Chicago, Ohio, Michigan. They move up, they go up there for the summer, and they live down here in the wintertime, right? So Lillian, in the wintertime, how is the traffic around here?
The traffic
Like
gets,
cars.
yeah, well, it gets crowded
It
though.
does, it does. I mean, it can get pretty bad, right?
Yes, I think we know when the snowbirds are here because like November 1st, we are right Halloween, we know.
Yeah.
And then but they leave like in January.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, we get a lot of people for the holidays. We do get people that stay through April, but the traffic I find can be, especially this time. Well, this time we're filming this around Christmas, especially this time of year. You'll get a lot of you'll get a lot of traffic. And
yeah.
that's one of the reasons why we. That's one of the other reasons why we did not look at Boca because Boca is even more crowded. Here in Central Palm Beach County, it's a little bit less so. A lot of people are moving up to Palm Beach Gardens. It's our number one city that we find people moving to this year and last. It's a lot easier up there, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's so much to do.
Yeah.
I mean, Palm Beach Gardens is such a great place to be, especially for like empty nesters, I'm sure. Everybody's like friendly, and I think the communities, people want to be friends and they want to go out and,
Yeah, and there's a lot. There's
there's
the
a lot of restaurants.
Gardens Mall,
Yeah, they have
PGA Commons.
they have like high-end stores if you're into that. They have all the designers. I don't know. It's just a wonderful life, I think.
Cool. All right. You live in New York City. You live in Chicago. You live in, I don't know, Columbus, Ohio, LA. It's busy there, right? So let me ask you this, Lillian. Is it slow here? Like we used to live in New York City. We used to live in Manhattan. That's where we met years ago. We both lived there. Lillian lived there longer than I did. I lived there over 10 years. Um, of course, it's going to be slow to Manhattan, but is it slow here in Florida? What do you think?
No, where we are. No. I have no time. There's so much to do.
Yeah. But are
Like,
people like slow, like helping you behind the counter and things like that?
no, people are really on top of things.
Yeah.
There's no slow
I sort of feel
people.
like there's a lot of people that come here from other places. There are a lot of Northerners up here, down here, that live here now full time.
Right.
So maybe this place is transforming a little bit. But what do you think?
I think the people are pretty much on top of everything over here. Everybody knows about fashion, like restaurants, trends. I mean, all the trends
I'm
are.
glad you brought this up. So fashion, trends, things to do. If we want to go out, like let's say we can go to West Palm Beach or Miami. If we want to go, I mean, how do you think that relates? Like if you lived in New Jersey, as an example, where you can go into Manhattan. What do we have here? We can go to Miami? What do we do? How often do we go there?
Well, we can do both. I mean, fortunately, we have a place like City Place. We have, right? We
Yeah.
have that
See places in
Meisner.
downtown West Palm
We
Beach.
have the Meisner Park,
Meisner and Park in Boca Raton, Florida.
right? That's like a happening place. They have a lot of restaurants, a lot of high-end shops for the people that like that. There's also Palm Beach Gardens. I mean, it's like, and then we can also take day trips to the West Coast. I mean, that was
Yeah.
another reason
How about
I love this
how about the
location.
Keys, right?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, who would ever dream that? Like the closest key to us is like an hour and a half, Key Largo,
Yeah.
right?
And how about Disney?
Oh, that's 2.5 hours in
Yeah.
the turnpike. You cannot beat any of that.
And we
It's like,
we used to do like weekend trips to Disney. We used to leave like on a Friday night, Friday late in the afternoon, get up there, do our thing Friday, all day Saturday, half a day Sunday in Disney. We made a weekend of it. That was pretty fun, wasn't it?
yes, especially when you have little kids,
Yeah.
they really are in heaven.
Yeah, and you have a Florida discount if you live Florida residents. You get like a discount pass. So it's and they call it an annual pass holder. So it's pretty cool.
And also you get a lot of benefits from being a pass holder.
Yep.
You get free parking. If you stay in one of the properties, which we did the comparison, and it was not that much expensive than staying out of the Disney resort or the Disney park concept, and it was great.
So there's a lot. There's a lot of places that are like a really short trip when you live here in Palm Beach, Florida. So one of the things, Lillian, I think people are afraid of is let's talk about the cost of things, okay? Insurance. I mean, I know I handle more of the financial stuff, but I mean, how big does it scare you that insurance is high, or auto insurance or homeowners insurance?
Honestly, it's the same everywhere you go. It's not that much different.
Yeah. If you
I mean,
if you buy a new construction home, it's actually lower than what we are now. If you're looking at insurance. But how about like other stuff, like what the grocery stuff? I mean, is there any difference compared to Long Island, let's say?
well, it's a little cheaper. It's not as expensive, and it's not cheap either, but it's just maybe 25%, 20% cheaper, I would
Hmm.
say, for the groceries.
Hmm.
I mean, don't expect to get like bargain because I don't think anyone, sells stuff for a bargain, but
Yeah.
the prices are very similar.
So one of the things that people say, I hear all the time, Lillian, is I'm gonna miss the four seasons. Um, what do you say to the weather? The weather here in South Florida.
Well, I love warm weather. I love the spring. But man, when I remember living in New York, it was July, and that's when we maybe could go inside the pool. So we had this pool for 30 days, and then August came, and we were about to close the pool again. So that was always disappointed. It was always cold, even in June. So here, I mean, I don't miss the four seasons. That's the honest truth. If I want to see fall and I want to see the beautiful orange trees, I just take a trip north, right?
What about like is it hot? Like is it too hot? Like
No.
are you like I mean, I'll give you my opinion. But what do you think? Like in the summertime, how bad does it get?
Well, only in the month of June, I have felt really like, oh, it's so hot. Like your car says 100 degrees outside. Hey, but that's what they're conditioning. Just
Yeah.
walk inside
You
or
work in
walk
air
in,
conditioning.
and you go in and out of buildings. It's not a big deal. Or you can just hang out by the pool and cool off in the pool. But overall, I wouldn't change
Yeah.
anything.
Here's my thought on this. June, July, August. It's hot here. You know what it is in New York and in Boston and Maine? It's also hot, So, I mean, I think that I really believe that, in fact, it's even hotter up there than it is here, to be honest with you. If you look when next July, what the difference between New York City and, let's say, West Palm Beach is, you'll see it's sometimes hotter there, and it's you almost always the same. The difference is we have a longer summer. Like in September, you guys are, cooling down, and we're not. We're still high 88 degrees. And we start getting hotter. Start getting hotter, warmer. We get warm earlier than you do. So the summers are long, but I trust me, it's not any hotter here than it is in you guys up north in the middle of the summer. I remember one thing that happened when we first moved here. This is going back to like we were here in 2005. We bought this. We bought our house here in central Palm Beach, Florida, and it was really hard. The real estate market was pretty active. Um, yeah, and it's sort of like that, like in 2020, same thing. It was hard to get people to come and work on your house, like services and plumbers and contractors and things like that. It's better now. I have a lot of contacts now, so it's a lot easier. But back then, when I didn't know anybody, it's different. I mean, what do you say to that? Is it hard to get people to work around your house these days, or ever? Is it ever like that?
I think that never changes.
Think it's the
Like
same everywhere?
I had the same issues in New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, now we have maybe because of what you do now, we have more reliable connections. But other than that,
Yeah.
I guess.
I think a lot of it depends on the real estate market at the time. Um, the real estate market at the time. Sometimes it's if real estate's hot, getting someone to work around your house is tough. But one thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about some of the neighborhoods. So, Lillian, if you were to look at some of the master plan communities, like when we are here in Central, like in Wellington, it was hot back then. Now the hot areas are Avenir. Arden. Arden's almost sold out, and Westlake. What do you think about these areas? These three areas in particular?
Well, you know my feelings.
I don't tell them.
I love Avenir. I think that maybe because it's also the proximity to Palm Beach Gardens. I just love Avenir the most. I just like the looks of the houses. I mean, the other places are beautiful too. Do not take me wrong. But if I was to do it, if I was to come back and do it all over again, um, obviously 20 years later, because I will never, I don't want to move from my house. But if I was to pick a second outcome, I'd probably like Avenir, you
Over
know.
over Arden and Westlake and
Well,
pretty much
yeah, I
everything.
mean, I like the other places. It's just that I think Avenir is more me. Like I like what I see there. So
Because the amenities
yeah, the
and you're
amenities.
close to
I
some stuff.
love Palm Beach Gardens. So, you
Yeah.
know, that area is really beautiful.
If you guys, if you haven't looked at Palm Beach Gardens, you should. I mean, you hear over here is a video, the pros and cons of living in Palm Beach Gardens. We have a few of them like that. Check it out. It really is. It's one of the nicest places. It's the like I said, the number one place we see people moving to today. So, anyways, 20 years later, would you do it again?
1000%.
Cool.
I would never move back north.
All right. So, as I always say, Palm Beach, paradise here in South Florida.